all of the information came in from the NITA direct members. I didn't make up any of this. I just want to make that clear that it wasn't me putting this together. So,
okay.
Questions?
Questions?
No.
Comments?
Just the only comment is I think it's great to see that everyone is, it sounds as though they're participating a lot more, and I think that really will help to make it a powerful
Mike can attest to the amount of time he's put in as the president of NITA this last year. So,
Renee.
Mr. Chairman, Karen, just looking through the application that you just submitted, it probably would be nice for the council if before the final submission you clarified where the Silver Valley Wallace billboard campaign is actually going to, where that location is.
okay. I believe it's on the I-90 corridor traveling east because that's where the billboards are already. We have limited billboards in our area. As you well know, billboards are kind of not the thing that communities like anymore, and yet they're great for publicizing. So I think, but we will clarify that. Thank you.
That actually was one of my comments, so that was very good. I was questioning that billboard stuff because the billboard piece is one that in some areas have not been funded as much, you know, ahead of time. So I think also, and again, I was just kind of reading through it, but and you can go, you know, you can go through better, but in some of the advertising pieces where you're advertising regionally for some certain events. I'd noticed in some case there was Coeur d'Alene Press as a publication that's in there, and I think one thing you just need to look at is I don't know what exactly the context of each of those pieces are. Not that you can't advertise in there, but in all reality, you know, we want to try to focus the grant dollars that we get into the advertising portions outside of that region in there. Spend your own dollars if that's the case, and doing the regional ones. So we may want to just want to look at that in your presentation. And then I have one clarification maybe from Renee. And I just happened to note, and I think we've talked about it before, but in regards to the audits that go down, do we reimburse audits for, do they turn in the actual receipt up to a certain amount, or is there a standard amount? How does that?
As far as the standard amount, typically across the board it seems like the most requested amount is around $3,000. I know that there have been some quotes coming in this last year that are considerably higher than that, but typically the grants range anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 for the audit.
So when they put one in as a element within here for a certain amount of money, do they automatically just get that amount of money, or are they actually turning in a receipt of? They
have to turn in a copy of the audit plus the invoice for the audit. So
then they'll only get up to the amount that was actually approved, right? If it runs over that.
And per the council's instruction in January, I believe, that cannot be shifted, funds cannot be shifted out of that if it doesn't meet the full amount that you've awarded.
Correct. Okay.
If I could mention, Mr. Chairman, on that point with the audit, I was unclear in that element what kind of an audit. I know that there's a wide range of audits, from a single audit costing $10,000 down to a tax preparation. I think our last year tax preparation was $350, so that's where that amount came from.
Okay, great.
Mr. Chairman, the guidelines specifically spell out the type of audit. It's non-compliant or a compliance audit, and it also gives the guidelines for the auditor preparing that audit.
Great.
So you may want to share that with them and then make sure that your amount covers that if needed. So, Francis.
When you're ready for.
I'm ready.
Some years the International Selkirk Loop presents a grant, and some years it seems to be incorporated. Is this the only thing that we'll see from the Selkirk Loop?
I believe
Do you
so.
know?
I believe so, because the Selkirk Loop is a member of NITA, and so I believe that they're pooling their dollars through NITA.
Okay. Thank you.
She was just here, so I was going to ask her.
Okay. Other questions? Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Come up to visit.